Come to our school after Polish Olympic Athletics in Warsaw Gymnasium number 164 with the Integration Department. The school is placed in the street Białołęka. We are in Gymnasium number 164 with the Integration Department. The school is founding act of 18 June 2009. Now it's primary school number 368. The headmaster of the school is Krystyna Sosnowska.
Looking left, we can see parking for bicycles, which during summer is usually full. Next to the parking is a place where once was a playground. Going further, we can see an area where many PE lessons take place. You can play there basketball, handball, long jump and run. On the opposite side, there is a football pitch, which is not full size, but still it's really nice to spend time there. They will all play their matches there and train. In the winter, the beach is surrounded by a thermal balloon, so we can use that if it's cold outside. On the right side, there is a parking for teachers' cars.
On the right are psychologist office and language room. In this room there are server room and 2 ICT class.
our school we have a lot of extracurricular and chemistry activities. Everyone who wants to develop his interest can find something approved for himself. For example, someone who likes geography should to go extra lesson on Tuesday at 9 lesson hour.
We have also additional sports lessons on Saturdays, Mondays, Saturdays, and a lot of language lessons. If you are in third class of lower secondary school, you can go to preparatory classes for the exam.
Most of the competitions are related to a particular discipline, but there are also topics that are general. Since that year, in our school there are classes of philosophy, which are very popular among the third class of high school.
If you want to learn Spanish, English, French or Russian, you can go for extra lessons. Spanish lessons begin on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. French lessons take place on Monday at 3 to 4 o'clock.
Our newspaper is Obecny Medium. In this newspaper you can read about schools events, sport competitions or other contests. You can also find many interviews in the newspaper. If you want to be a reporter, you should go to Polish teacher and ask. We are college students with an average of over 5.0. Last year there were 42 students with that score. Our school has 4 types of classes. There are general class, mathematical class with 1 bonus math lesson, sports class with 10 hours PE lessons per week, and bilingual classes with different profiles and advanced level of English.
Hello! My name is Marina and this is my friend Lucia. Today, my classmates and me, we are going to show you our school and the different activities that we do.
Our school is a Panther private center, and here we study pre-primary, primary and secondary education.
The school is located in a peripheral, neighborhood of Olivenza, in a social rural environment.
Our school has near 700 students and a stable staff of 45 teachers. And now we are going to show you a typical day in our school. So come on!
Come on. Hello, this is our couple, and here once a week all the school classes come to listen a little reflection. Do a little reflection every day before start the classes.
Here we have the sport facility. When you enter, there are two changing rooms, one for the girls and another for the boys.
And later, we have a lot of space for practice some sport like football, handball and basketball. And that is a staff room for each
theater of the school, and here we make a lot of performances like the graduation of the guys go out of school, and you can see how we do it here.
And now we are ready to travel to Slovenia and Poland. Let's go!
I really need you.
Buying a sandwich and a juice for €1.
Then all the students of the school go to the playroom and eat together, and all the families can go to the school and eat there too.
And all the money we save, the school give it to countries or associations that need it.
You into this, I overthink. That's all it is. The way you love me, the way you love me till the end.
In this day, all the students of the center and the families go to the playground, and there we can see a lot of performances.
The students of primary always dance or sing songs. The primary classes make performances too, and the classes of secondary make murals.
Also, in this day, some students of the last grade of secondary read a manifest.
But the final is the best of this celebration because some students catch white doves, and in this day one student catch them and white doves fly out.
Dramlje is a village in southeast of Slovenia. Even if we are very small, we have a lot of interesting things here. For example, did you know that the oldest cross discovered in Slovenia was found in one of Dramlje's churches? Dramlje is surrounded with nature. We have a lot of farms too. We have 4 churches in total here. We have a cafe and a shop just opposite the school. School is located in the middle of the village.
The first school in Dramlje was just a wooden one-room house where a priest held classes. It wasn't just for a year later that it got demolished by a belfry of the church next to it. Afterwards, a 5-classroom facility was built, where 220 students stayed almost every day but was sadly ruined by an earthquake. A few years of complications followed, and foundations of our school that stands here today were finally laid in 1980. It was named after our national hero Miloš Zidanšek, but was later renamed simply to Primary School Dramlje, which upset a lot of people. Nevertheless, the school kept its new name. It served us well for 33 years and was renovated not so long ago in 2014. Our new sports facilities are also quite an attraction, mainly for boys. To be feministic, let's say that goes for girls too. They mainly play football or basketball and hold secret tribal meetings. Girls don't usually go there during that time. It's dangerous. We also play lots of volleyball, even though we're quite pathetic at it. Other sports are kept aside. We also share it with other mortals that come to exercise or take their children for a walk. As soon as you enter, you will notice our lockers, the nest of the on-duty student right next to the entrance, and the benches. We usually sit there during breaks or before the classes start. Our heads tilted backwards, each one of us praying for the teacher to be late or for the class to be dismissed. Anyway, moving on to the main hall, you can see our cafeteria, or our event room in cause of desperate times. The cuisine here is simply divine. Shout out to Chef Boris and his very talented squad. We're loving it. Let's just sneak in, steal some food, and continue. We'll now show you, in our humble opinion, some of the nicest classrooms we have here in our school. First up is the math classroom, where we can introduce you to our royalty worth couches and puzzles on the walls in bright colors to keep us awake. All of the higher grades spend math classes here, and it's not even that bad. We simply adore it when we hear angel voices of other students through the walls of arts and music classroom, which will be next. Here it is. This is where we keep the 2 of our pianos and Picasso wannabe paintings of our students. It's where our choir practices to annoy students in the math classroom, and where we also study art and music, surprisingly. During that time, we usually longingly look to the playground where other students seek joy. You can see art all around you, and this room is where we keep all kinds of things and our printing press, and that's about it. This is our science classroom, and may I kindly introduce you to Marco. This is the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets, and you shall not pass. Since we don't have any living animals besides our students, we just keep some aesthetically pleasing photos of them. And all that is left are closets where we keep our science equipment.
Sometimes we do experiments. They usually fail. But not today! We love making them and trying new things because we are very curious.
Most of the students can usually be found in the library before or after classes. If you happen to be the student on duty, it's the place to go. Our librarian is very nice and we keep a small collection of books. But no worries, no one goes there to seek knowledge on tattooed paper. There's also a computer, which is the main attraction. Students hold debate wars with each other to get to it, while the intellectuals, geeks, hold debate wars with each other for the popular novels. There are also races in each generation for read-at-home books, since there are never enough. And we of course can't skip our English classroom, which is quite bleak, but filled with memes, and it keeps the throne. Did you know that this beauty is supposed to be a descendant of the throne from Game of Thrones? Such power is that it keeps. Before we move on to bigger and better things, we'll still like to show you the classrooms of lower grades. Spoiler, they're filled with paintings, children's laughter, rainbows, and joy. Please enjoy while our youngest adorably wave at you.
The second most popular place for social interaction is the balcony. It's where higher class students play intense ping-pong matches and others observe. The match is over when the ball falls down to the gym and no one picks it up. Lifespan of table tennis balls here is about 3 weeks max. We are so irresponsible that we need to sign our names to a teacher before we can go to the balcony to be able to play. There are also mattresses where we wrestle and fool around.
Now about the bigger and better things. This is our gym. This is where our champions rise to the top and where you can bathe in either glory or defeat. It's your choice. Anyway, it's quite nice now that it was renovated, although small, but we like it just the way it is. Here's the teacher's cabinet. And the storage room for our equipment is down next to the exit.
The school day starts like this. When we get into the school, we have some time to hang out, talk, and secretly do homework. After the bell rings, the teachers come and call us from the hall and tell us we can head to our classes. Our classes begin at 7:30. A typical class is 45 minutes long and we usually have 5 to 6 classes a day. We have snack break at 9 o'clock. Then we have another 3 classes and then at 12 o'clock it's time for lunch, probably our favorite time of the day. But the joy doesn't last for too long, because the lunch break is only 20 minutes long.
After lunch, some students still have classes, some of them go home, some of them have different after-school activities, and some of them go to the bathroom. I mean, teachers don't look for us there. Some of the younger kids stay in after-school care to wait for their parents to come pick them up. 2 on-duty teachers are outside when the buses go and inside to remind some students who forget that they have a bus ride and make sure that there is no nonsense happening.